There's a truth many people run away from, but I want you to hear me clearly. Being alone is not weakness, it's power. Solitude, when embraced, can turn into one of the strongest tools you will ever carry. It's not punishment, it's not abandonment, it's not a curse, it's a chance to meet yourself, to wrestle with yourself, and to build the kind of strength that no crowd can give you. Every one of us goes through seasons where the noise of the world fades and suddenly we're left with silence. At first, silence feels uncomfortable. It feels heavy, almost scary. You may even think, why am I by myself? Where did everyone go? But that silence, if you lean into it instead of running away, becomes a classroom, a place where wisdom whispers, a place where purpose reveals itself, a place where you realize that being alone is not the same as being lonely. Let's be honest, loneliness is hard. There are days when your phone doesn't ring, when nobody texts, when it feels like no one sees you, no one hears you, and no one cares if you even get out of bed. And on those days, your mind starts to trick you. It tells you that you're forgotten, that you're left behind, that your best days have already passed, but that's a lie. What looks like emptiness is actually space. Space for growth, space for discovery, space for God to shape you into who you're meant to become. Think about it like this. The greatest battles you'll ever fight aren't the ones people cheer for, but the ones you fight behind closed doors. It's when you go to war with your doubts, your fears, your insecurities. Nobody claps for you. Nobody even knows the struggle you're going through. But deep inside, you're wrestling. And one day, you emerge victorious. You smile in public because you've cried in private. You stand tall in front of the world because you refuse to quit when no one was looking. That's the hidden beauty of solitude. It gives birth to strength. I want you to picture this. An athlete training when the stadium is empty. A student studying late into the night when nobody is around to see. A dreamer sketching out ideas in the corner of a small room while the world sleeps. That's where greatness is born. Not in the spotlight, not under the applause, but in the dark, quiet hours of solitude. You may not see the results immediately, but the work you do in silence will echo loudly later. There will be days when you feel broken, when depression sits heavy on your chest, when fear whispers in your ear, when anxiety makes you doubt your worth. On those days, you have to remind yourself there is only one you. No one else carries your exact fingerprint. No one else carries your exact voice. No one else carries your exact calling. You may think your world is crowded, that there are already too many people doing what you want to do, but hear me clearly. No one else can do it like you. Nobody. And here's the truth. Sometimes it's just you and God. Sometimes you've got to unplug from the noise, step away from the endless scrolling, the gossip, the chatter, the constant opinions, and sit quietly with yourself and your creator. You don't have to post about it. You don't have to announce it. You don't have to explain yourself. You just have to go inward, gather your strength, and prepare for the moment when the world will finally see what you've been building. We live in a culture addicted to busyness. Everybody's rushing, everybody's distracted, everybody's screaming for attention. But if you really want to break through, if you really want to rise, you've got to do the opposite. You've got to learn how to step back. You've got to learn how to disappear for a while. Not to quit, not to give up, but to prepare. Because the person who can focus when everyone else is distracted, that's the person who becomes unstoppable. Ask yourself this, can you unplug for just a season? Can you put away the distractions and give your energy to what matters most? Can you trade likes and follows for discipline and purpose? Because a man or woman is rewarded in public for what they've done in private. The secret work, the late nights, the self-discipline, those are the things that pay off when it's time to step on stage. Too many people want results without sacrifice. They want the glory without the grind. They want destiny without discipline, but that's not how it works. The world doesn't hand over greatness. You have to fight for it. You have to sweat for it. You have to be willing to walk away from comfort, from distractions, even from people who don't believe in you. Solitude becomes the training ground for destiny. Think of a seed planted in the soil. Nobody sees it when it's underground. Nobody cheers for it when it's buried in the dark. But that hidden place is where it grows roots. It's where it finds its strength. And then, one day, it breaks through the soil and everybody finally notices. But what they see above the ground is only possible because of the work that happened below the surface. That's what solitude does for you. It gives you roots. And let me be clear, you're not wasting time by being alone. You're investing, you're building, you're discovering. The lonely chapter is not permanent, but it is necessary. It's the time when you refine yourself, when you let go of what doesn't serve you, and when you prepare for what's ahead. So the next time you find yourself in silence, don't run, don't panic, don't think you've been abandoned. Instead, embrace it. Say to yourself, this is my season to grow. This is my time to prepare. This is where I find out who I really am. Because when you come out of that quiet place, you won't just return the same. You'll return stronger. You'll return sharper. You'll return unstoppable. And when that day comes, the world won't even recognize you. They'll wonder where you've been. They'll wonder how you did it. But you'll know the truth. It was in the solitude that you found your strength. Everyone wants to shine. Everyone wants success, recognition, and applause, but very few are willing to pay the price. The truth is, real success doesn't come when the cameras are flashing. It comes when nobody's watching, when nobody even knows your name, and you're still putting in the work. That's the discipline of disappearing, stepping back from the noise so you can step forward into your destiny. We live in a world that teaches us the opposite. Everything is about being seen, about proving to people what we're doing, about showing off progress before it's even complete. But here's the problem with that. When you give the world too much access too soon, you drain your own power. You start working for validation instead of purpose. You start chasing attention instead of progress. And slowly, you forget why you even started in the first place. Let me remind you, the loudest voice isn't always the strongest voice. The strongest voice is often the quiet one, the one that doesn't need applause, the one that doesn't need to broadcast every move, the one that disappears into the background, puts in the work, and returns with results so undeniable that nobody can question it. That's the discipline of disappearing. Think about a photographer's dark room. Beautiful images are developed in hidden places where nobody can see the process. If you pull them out too early, they're ruined. In the same way, your dream, your calling, your destiny, they need time to develop in secret. If you reveal them too soon, before they're ready, they can be damaged by doubt, by criticism, by comparison. But if you protect them, if you nurture them in silence, they will eventually be ready to shine. And here's the challenge. Disappearing isn't glamorous. It means long hours of work with no recognition. It means saying no when everyone else is saying yes. It means missing out on parties, skipping comfort, even walking away from relationships that distract you. It's hard, but it's necessary, because discipline doesn't grow in comfort, it grows in sacrifice. Let me talk to you directly. Maybe you're a student grinding late into the night while your friends are sleeping. Maybe you're an athlete pushing through exhaustion when nobody is in the gym. Maybe you're an entrepreneur pouring over plans while the world is scrolling on social media. You know what that feels like. You know what it's like to disappear, to give yourself fully to the process, to work behind closed doors while nobody notices. And I'm here to tell you, that's exactly where greatness is forged. There will be nights when you question if it's worth it, nights when the silence feels unbearable, nights when you ask yourself if anyone will ever notice the effort you're putting in. Let me encourage you, don't quit. The silence is part of the process. The hidden place is building you. And when the time is right, the results will speak louder than anything you could ever post online. We celebrate champions, innovators, and leaders, but what we don't see is the cost they paid when nobody was cheering. We don't see the countless failures, the sleepless nights, the rejection letters, the sacrifices. The public sees the glory, but the real story was written in obscurity, and the same will be true for you. Your breakthrough moment will come, but only if you're willing to endure the hidden season first. This is where most people give up. They can't stand the silence. They can't handle the lack of recognition. They want instant gratification. But let me tell you something. The process can't be rushed. The seed doesn't sprout overnight. The tree doesn't grow in a week. And your destiny won't appear without discipline. You've got to trust the process. You've got to embrace the season of disappearing. Ask yourself this. What distractions are eating up your focus? What people, habits, or environments are pulling you away from your purpose? It's time to do an honest evaluation. Some things have to go. Some people can't stay. Some habits must be broken because your destiny is too valuable to waste on things that don't serve you. Everything in your life should answer this question. Does this move me closer to my purpose, or does it pull me away? If it pulls you away, it has to go. It won't be easy. People won't always understand. Some will criticize you. Some will laugh at you. Some will say you're wasting your time. But when they see you return, stronger, sharper, transformed, they won't have a choice but to respect the work you put in. And by then, you won't even need their approval because you'll know exactly who you are. Let me remind you of something. You are not ordinary. You are not replaceable. You are a one-of-a-kind design. There is no duplicate of you anywhere on this planet. And that means the vision inside you, the purpose inside you, the dream burning in your chest, it is yours alone. Nobody else can bring it to life. Nobody else can carry it across the finish line. And that is why you cannot give up. Because if you quit, the world will miss out on the very thing only you could create. But I won't lie to you, this path is not easy. You will feel broken. You will feel drained. You will feel overlooked. There will be nights when you cry yourself to sleep. Mornings when you wonder if you should even keep going. Days when rejection feels like it's crushing your chest. But hear me, rejection is not the end. Sometimes rejection is protection. Sometimes rejection is God's way of steering you away from what wasn't meant for you, so you can arrive at what was always yours. So don't curse the closed door. Don't hate the silence. Don't despise the season of being overlooked. Embrace it, because it is shaping you into someone stronger than you ever imagined. Think about the wolf. A wolf doesn't need constant approval. A wolf doesn't beg for company. A wolf knows how to leave the pack, walk alone, and still survive. And when it returns, it doesn't come back weak, it comes back leading. That's the mindset you need, the wolf mentality. Relentless, resilient, refusing to quit, willing to do what others won't, willing to fight through what others can't, willing to keep moving even when your legs feel heavy and your heart feels tired. Because the wolf inside you knows this: survival isn't enough. You were born to lead. You were born to rise. Every tear you've cried, every battle you fought, every scar you carry, it all matters. Nothing is wasted. Every failure was a lesson. Every setback was training. Every season of pain was preparing you for the season of power. Don't despise the process. Don't hate the shaping. Don't run from the fire. The fire isn't there to destroy you. It's there to refine you, to burn away the fear, the doubt, the weakness, and leave only the steel of who you truly are. So the question is this: will you rise? Will you take ownership of your destiny? Will you refuse to quit no matter how dark it gets? Will you believe in yourself when no one else does? Because that's the deciding factor. Not talent, not money, not connections, belief, faith, the inner fire that says, I will not be defeated. That's what separates those who dream from those who do. That's what separates those who talk from those who achieve. And here's the good news. You already have everything you need. You don't need more approval. You don't need more people clapping. You don't need a perfect start. All you need is the courage to begin, to look at the mountain in front of you and say, I don't care how high you are. I don't care how hard this climb will be. I will not stop until I reach the top. That's the heart of a champion. That's the spirit of someone who refuses to quit. If you're listening right now, I want you to say it out loud. Even if it feels silly, even if you're whispering it under your breath, say it. I've got this. I've got this. I've got this. Because sometimes the loudest encouragement has to come from yourself. Sometimes you've got to be your own cheerleader, your own motivator, your own reminder that you are enough. Because when you can stand in front of the mirror, tears in your eyes, fear in your chest, and still declare, I've got this, that's when nothing can stop you. So yes, solitude is a superpower. Yes, disappearing is discipline. But rising, that's the moment when it all comes together. Rising is when you take everything you've learned, everything you've built in silence, everything you fought for in the dark, and you bring it into the light. And when you rise, the world will have no choice but to notice, because your life will speak louder than any speech. Your results will silence every doubt. Your resilience will inspire everyone watching. This is your season to rise, your season to stop waiting and start moving, your season to stop hiding and start building, your season to stop doubting and start believing. And when you rise, don't rise quietly, don't rise timidly, rise boldly, rise fiercely, rise with the strength of someone who knows they were built for this, rise with the fire of someone who refuses to quit, rise as one.
We've walked through solitude. We've talked about the discipline of disappearing. We've spoken about rising as one. But I don't want you to leave these words behind as if they're just another speech you heard today. No, this is not just about listening. It's about living. It's about choosing right now to take control of your own growth, to own your own story, and to commit to the future you've been called to create. You see, life will not wait for you. It won't pause until you feel ready. It won't slow down until you feel strong enough. Life will keep moving, and the only way to step into your future is to make the decision now that you will not waste another day doubting, hiding, or waiting. Every single moment you have is a gift. Every breath you take is a chance to move one step closer to your destiny. But you must choose to use it. Nobody can make that choice for you. I want you to reflect for a moment on everything we've talked about. Solitude teaches you who you are. Discipline disciplines you to focus on what matters. Rising reminds you that no one else can walk this path for you. And together, these truths paint a picture of transformation. They show us that becoming unstoppable isn't about waiting for the perfect conditions. It's about building strength in the storm, creating discipline in the silence, and choosing faith when nothing seems certain. Now let's be honest, growth isn't easy. It demands sacrifice. It demands patience. It demands consistency. But let me ask you, aren't you tired of staying the same? Aren't you tired of wishing, hoping, and waiting for change instead of creating it? Aren't you tired of seeing others move forward while you feel stuck? If your answer is yes, then today is your turning point. Today is your wake-up call. Today is the day you decide that no matter how hard it gets, you will not quit. You will not shrink back. You will not let fear write your story. Today is the day you claim your growth. But here's something important. Growth is not selfish. When you grow, you don't just help yourself, you inspire others. Your progress creates space for others to believe they can progress too. Your discipline becomes a light that guides others out of their own darkness. Your resilience becomes a testimony that reminds someone else that they're not alone. So never think that working on yourself is only about you. Your growth carries ripple effects far beyond what you can see. Somebody is waiting on your courage. Somebody is depending on your breakthrough. Somebody will be set free when they see you rise. And this is why we can't do this journey in isolation forever. Yes, there are parts of it you must walk alone, but we are stronger together. That's why this channel exists, not just to give you words, not just to give you motivation, but to build a community of people who are choosing growth, discipline, and resilience. When you subscribe, when you share, when you engage, you're not just supporting a channel, you're joining a movement of people who refuse to settle, who refuse to quit, who refuse to let life pass them by without stepping into their full purpose. I want you to think bigger than just yourself. This isn't only about your personal victory, it's about all of us rising together. It's about creating a community where encouragement flows, where testimonies inspire, where discipline is celebrated, and where we remind each other that quitting is not an option. When you hit subscribe, you're saying, I'm part of this. I'm not just watching from the sidelines, I'm in the arena. I'm choosing growth, and I want to walk this journey with others who are choosing growth too. So here's my challenge to you. Don't just listen and move on. Make a decision. Decide today what distraction you're going to cut off. Decide today what habit you're going to build. Decide today what excuse you're going to bury. And then take action. Because transformation doesn't happen by accident. It happens by decision. It happens by choosing again and again to align your thoughts, your words, and your actions with the future you want to create. And when you feel weak, when you feel like quitting, when you feel like nobody understands, I want you to come back here. I want you to remember that you're not walking this journey alone. This community is here for you. This family is here for you. And together, we will rise. So let's finish this the way we started, with power. Look yourself in the mirror and declare it. I am enough. I am capable. I am rising. I am not finished yet. My best days are still ahead. Say it again until it sinks deep into your spirit. Say it until you believe it. Because once you believe it, nothing can stop you. And now I'll leave you with this. Take what you've learned, live it, and share it. Don't keep it to yourself. Growth is not selfish. If these words moved you, if they lit something inside you, then pass it on. Hit that subscribe button, not just for you, but for everyone who needs this message too. Share it so someone else can rise. Comment so someone else knows they're not alone. Stay connected so we can build each other up. Because together, we are stronger. Together, we are unstoppable. Together, we rise.